Mauricio, can you hear me?
I hear you, my man. How are you?
Good, buddy. How you doing?
I'm great. Thank you so much.
I'm going to introduce you to our group. We've got about 70 of the HR leaders and senior staff. Mauricio Umansky is the founder and CEO of the agency, a billion-dollar real estate brokerage with hundreds of offices around the world. He's represented high-profile properties such as the Playboy Mansion. He has starred in Buying Beverly Hills, TV series on Netflix. He was a contestant in Dancing with the Stars. He's just one amazing guy. But here's a picture of the real Mauricio. That's the way you think of Mauricio, not the face shot. Can you see that, Mauricio?
I cannot. I'm trying to change my view.
You
There
gotta
we
wait and
go.
see it.
Yes, there we go. I see it now.
Great. That's a great one. Now, let me ask you a question. Do you have on socks for this interview?
I do not, Bob. I told you
I
I was
knew
going
you
to do
wouldn't.
it
Yeah.
with sockless.
So a few years ago, Mauricio spoke to the YPN. We had about 500 people in attendance. And I'm interviewing him on stage. And I looked down and said, "You don't have on socks." He said, "I forgot to bring socks to the trip." He said, "My problem is I'm leaving here in the morning, flying to Washington to have lunch at the White House. So I've got to get some socks." So he sends me this picture. The next day, in the red room of the White House, he stopped at the airport and bought a pair of cheap black socks. So he was covered. So I always talk about that. I think it's a great story. So there you go. So the agency's become an international brokerage. Tell us just a little bit about some of the most interesting things about what you've experienced. I know some of your clients are the biggest celebrities in the world.
Thank you so much. Yeah, no, it's been an unbelievable experience, an unbelievable run. It's just a lot of fun. Honestly, this is such an amazing industry. It's an industry that has given me so much, and I love this industry. I really do consider myself one of the citizens of the industry, and I want to give back, to our industry, to our community. Yes, the agency has experienced tremendous growth and all of that stuff. And I just hope that that we stand for a brokerage that stands for the same morals and stuff that you guys do there. At the Association of Realtors at Houston, ethics, high integrity, and that we can be poster child for where I'd like to see the industry continue to go.
One of the things you're famous for is the amount of tequila that your agents consume in your Beverly Hills office. So fill us in on that.
We came out early, and we wanted to really create culture. And part of the culture, was to motivate people. And it's not about drinking tequila, but we came out and we're very specific about what we said. So we came out with 10 rules. And you've just hit on our rule number 2, but our rule number 1, and it's posted everywhere, is no assholes. Our rule number 2 is let's have fun. We like to have fun. And it's a community and a brokerage firm that just enjoys itself, enjoys having fun, lets loose a little bit. We're certainly not out there promoting tequila, but we do enjoy a good drink, and we do enjoy to have a good time.
So tell us about this. This is new, the Mauricio Umansky Network on Fireside with Mark in partnership with Mark Cuban. That sounds kind of exciting. What is that?
I'm very excited about this venture that I'm doing. It's Mark Cuban launched a new portal called Fireside Chat, and he asked me to be his real estate guru or partner. And I could not have been more happy. I mean, everything that I've been doing over the last 29 years has been leading up to, wanting to give back to the brokerage and the real estate agents in the community, and to help. I've learned so many things. I've had so many insights. I really want to create. It's a coaching class. It's online. It's super inexpensive. You can sign up at themunetwork.com. Yeah, it's very inexpensive, and it's going to be a very, no bullshit, coaching, for all agents. I am not going to be promoting the agency on there. It's really is all of the stuff, my book, everything I've written, everything I've learned, how to navigate through and negotiate, in today's world, regarding the commissions, how to improve your brand, how to do social media, all of the things that I've learned. And one of the beautiful things about Fireside is it gives people an opportunity to have a one-on-one conversation with me. So similar to the way that you and I are doing it right now, anybody that joins on the coaching can actually have a chat and ask me questions directly. So I am really excited, for this thing, and to give back.
I want to ask your opinion about something. I don't know if you have an opinion on this or not, but the top agents
I do.
press are suing NAR over the clear cooperation rule. The DOJ, it appears, wants to get rid of it. I had dinner with Stefan Swanepoel last night. He gave a beautiful argument in favor of keeping it, and he gave an equally very informative argument in favor of getting rid of it. So what are your thoughts on that? I know it's a big top issue at NAR right now.
It's a major issue. I think there has to be full disclosure around it. I don't think it's a good program. I think it's got to go away. I think at the end of the day, there's two parties to every transaction. There's a buyer and a seller. And in this particular case, it's a seller issue, right? And a seller should have the right to pick and choose how he or she or they want to sell their house. It's literally a freedom of choice. There should be no rules or regulations as to how somebody wants to sell their house. There's a lot of reasons why a seller may want to have their house off market and not put it on the market, not put it on everywhere. So as long as it's not a situation where brokers and agents are taking advantage of of not having the clear cooperation so that they can double end the deal, or that they can represent both sides, or take some sort of advantage of that. I think that would be bad. But if a seller wants to market their property in different ways, they should not be forced to have to market a property the way that NAR is telling us that they have to market a property. It's a freedom of choice. For me, it just goes back down to a very simple, U.S. Um, dream, which is, capitalistic society, that we have the freedom of choice, and we're taking that away. And that's what bothers me the most about that policy.
Tell us a little bit about your proposed national listing service and your National Real Estate Association. Those are two brand new kind of thoughts I know you're working on.
I am, similar to what I just said with the clear cooperation policy. I really do think that there's a lot of inefficiencies in the listing services. Quite honestly, other than yours, I think yours is an amazing listing service, and everybody should copy what you guys have been able to achieve over there, Bob, with the Houston MLS. But there's a lot of inefficiencies in most of them. There's old technology. Agents should have the right and the ability to be able to search on a national basis. I think there's opportunities to lower the costs. I think there's just great opportunities to really increase the way that we all do business, to make it much more efficient, to collect better data on a national basis, in terms of versus, allowing the aggregators, the Zillows, the Homes.com, to be, in essence, the national listing services that exist out there. And we as real estate agents don't have access to something other than going on to a Zillow to be able to look at something on a national basis. And I just think it has to. I think from a real estate agent's perspective, there's an opportunity to lower costs. There's an opportunity to increase technology and better technology, and have a better user experience. And there's an opportunity to have a better experience between the agent and either the seller or the buyer. So I just think there's tremendous inefficiencies, and it's been held back because of the monopolistic, world that we're living in, and we've been protecting. So I'd like to see improvements in that technology. On the side of the American Real Estate Association, it's look, I've said it 100 times on stage. I'll say it again. I mean, there should be other alternatives. It shouldn't just be one. You know, but at the end of the day, you know, if we help make noise and make the National Association of Realtors better, an association that is really out there to help us real estate agents, which is what it's supposed to be doing, and to help our industry, which is what it's supposed to be doing, and lobbying and advocating in a proper way, which is what it's supposed to be doing, versus being a pack, which is what it is, and really taking care of itself rather than us. Again, the settlement is a perfect example. You know, there's plenty of money there at NAR where they could have, you know, increased the money and not put, you know, all the large brokerages to have to create their own settlements. There could have been a lot more efforts in that. There's just been a lot of things that have just been, you know, let's take care of ourselves. So from my perspective, launching that is creating noise, it's creating havoc. It's giving people other choices, but most important, you know, it's creating it and it's making it into a conversation. So hopefully it just makes things better. Again, the way I see things is, I'm not saying my way is the right way. I just want to make things better, whatever that means.
We just spoke with Craig Cheatham, who runs a Realty Alliance, and he had a lot of the same issues that his members are concerned about, the $2 billion settlement and so forth. What would are there changes NAR could make that you would say, okay, I'm on board?
I think there's a lot of changes they can make. I mean, you know, first of all, they just have to reorganize the way that they operate, from the beginning to the end. I mean, to have a board that is, you know, thousands of people just allows for tremendous inefficiencies. You know, for them to start working, you know, for the benefit of real estate agents, which is what they are. We're the ones that are paying their dues. They should be working for the benefit of us, not for the benefit of themselves. And that's what they're doing. You know, to have more transparency and more authenticity. I mean, this new CEO that they just got, you know, she took the job, and the first thing out of her mouth was, what NAR needs to do is be, you know, stay closer to ourselves, not tell everybody, not be transparent. It's shocking to me. It's on the opposite. They should be more transparent, more open to us real estate agents. You know, lobbying and advocating at regional levels and not only at the federal level. And really, you know, making an effort for all of us in regional levels and cities to understand, you know, what's happening in our cities with real estate. You know, dealing with lobby. There's an amazing opportunity to lobby and advocate right now for insurance. Insurance is way too high. There's no reason why insurance, you know, should be like that. We should get straight. It's making it so that a lot of homeowners cannot afford to live in their house. Okay, we need to be working towards that. Like, there's so many things that NAR could be doing for the benefit of the real estate agents.
Mauricio, I know you're busy. You're at an airport, I think, right now, and really appreciate the time and your input. And you're the best, buddy.
Thank you, Bob. It's great to be there with you, and I thank you for your time.
Okay, thanks, pal. Bye bye.
Bye bye.